Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, wee wee. They go, ooh la la, wee wee. She like, ooh la la, wee wee. They go, ooh la la, wee wee. Okay, ooh la la, wee wee. She like, ooh la la, wee wee. She go, ooh la la, wee wee. They like, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then tell them, where you been? Over here on this side, we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes when niggas don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. If that sound like something you rocking with, before you diddy off the page and hit stage left, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the notification bell, you know what I mean? So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We is in the end game, people. We in the end game because I'm back. Like, know what I mean? Made it back. All praises due. We was out there in Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, turning up with the fellas, and it was amazing. I mean, had wild fun. Stuff can't even put on camera. Like, know what I mean? Come set up the camera, let the video run, and my real life complete with real ice. No, we really in the end game because it's a lot of shit going on. Besides being back from Vegas, loving it, rejuvenating, you know, it's a little cold over here now. Over there, it's still hot. I mean, now you come back, all of a sudden, you got to throw the jacket on and get a little chilly at night, especially if you be on the bike with the dark night. But we in the end game because yesterday, today, in the news spinning, the Boston Celtics, you know what I mean, coach, former coach, they fired him or they suspended him for 1 whole year. And Duque, you know what I mean, Ime Duque. And it's real interesting because it's like everybody got a hot take on it. And I got a hot take on it too. Maybe not so much what everybody else is leaning towards. Definitely should be suspended, fired. The rules is the rules. If a company hire you to do a job, obviously they got protocol in place, little things. I worked in the office before. And you know, if you like, what's the dude, the governor, the ex-governor for New York, Chris, Chris, you know what I mean? When you hold a certain position as a man now in this Me Too era and this new awakened era, you gotta tread lightly. And you know, we'll talk about Nia Long, and I'm Nia Long, motherfucker, you know what I mean, in that Kanye video. Touch the sky thing. She's like, motherfucker, do you know who I am? We know who you is, Nia. And who just was talking about Nia? Who said she got like the vintage box and all that? I think it was Charlamagne. You're like, you know, you considered one of them fine wine vintage joints. She was laughing it off him. She is for the era of you. If you come up in the not Menace Society, Boys in the Hood, Mrs. Jones, like Mrs. Jones when Ren's Tate was going in on her crazy, and she was telling her friend that he just talked to me and all that. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Walk the dogs like woo. She's a hood doll and a hood favorite. And you can say what you want. A lot of people was like, yo, he cheated on Nia Long. Halle Berry got cheated on, and you heard Jay-Z say, don't Eric Benet, don't never Eric Benet. Don't never Eric Benet. Like, you almost let the baddest girl get away. Don't go Eric Benet. And that's obviously a reference to, you know, when he cheated on Halle Berry or whatever happened, allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of. And it's a jokey joke. And Hov was being funny, but he wasn't. But it's like, I'm not going to fuck my situation up. Another thing is, you know what I mean, outside of Nia Long, you know what I mean, being his fiance, some people saying his wife, she don't got the bling blow. Your wrist bling bling, her shit should be bling blow, but it's not. Fiance, 10 years, 12 years. Do you look at her with the side eye and say, ah, yeah, she is Nia Long, she is. She still look good to me at and she a Scorpio, so we the best. You know what I mean? Like DJ Khaled, another one, we the best. Shout out to all the Scorpios out there, right? Even though we just finished celebrating the Virgos, and I fucks with the Virgos. I got a lot of real close Virgos that I fuck with, so I fucks with y'all. Cheers to the Virgos, right? She a Scorpio though, 1970. I'm 77. Yeah, she like 51, about to be 52. And even though she passed her prime, technically, you know what I mean, as far as the wall and all that shit, the overall consensus is she kept herself looking good. You're jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. You're jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. She's still jingling, and a lot of men, you know, like I said, come up in that certain time, will take her, you know what I mean, or date her, obviously rock her box, you know what I mean? Put Dina Howard to sleep, parting. That bitch been on my mind all week. Niggas will still rock her and knock her down. Like, she could get it. But is she better than the chick? Is she better than the Spider-Man girl? You know what I mean? And the other little young joints that's out here, maybe half her age? Who you gonna take, fellas? In the back. Right, you're gonna probably take the tender buns. And it's not even a knock. So you don't even have to feel like you gotta apologize for thinking that. Grab your sack. You don't gotta apologize for that. You probably gonna take something younger. But if you could slide through, you know what I mean, and fuck with Nia, then you probably would. But let's get back to him though, right? Like, there's no way to slice it. There's no way to dice it. He gotta take the L. Clown move. No dick discipline. Like, you've been on some NBA teams. You've been a coach of a few teams. You've been around. Like, dare I say, like, you know what I mean? Biggs and Mace, I've been around. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The remix with Carl Thomas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you've been around, my nigga. Or you should have. You know what I mean? You're younger than Nia. There's so many other ways that you could have went about getting some buns. Like, if it's just some buns. And now they're saying on the back end that the female staff who they don't want to name, which I find interesting, it's like, all right, we're going to make sure his shit is on Broadway. Throw all his clothes out, throw all, like, his dirty ass boxes, all that shit is floating in the wind. We get to see all his business. But the ladies, you know what I mean, or the lady, she gets shielded. And then you have Malika Andrews. Like, you had a lot of people come out, obviously, and speak about, you know, the rules and working at ESPN or whatever company you work at. You know what I mean? Obviously, it is those, you know, those fine prints where you don't know sexual harassment. So they saying maybe, kind of, sort of, could be. He was, you know what I mean, inappropriate or he overstepped. That's why, you know, he's the one being suspended and nobody else's name. And, you know, I don't know all the details. And the thing is, he played himself because it was so many other ways that he could have went about doing what he did for some buns. And I don't get it. Like, I really don't. Definitely not no Mac. I ain't going to be getting the pimp cup at no pimp conventions and no awards and none of that. But, you know what I mean? I'm experienced, let's just say that, you know what I mean? I'm experienced, you know what I mean, to be taken, you know what I mean, to taking advantage. He could have had one of his homies delegate that. Like, I honestly, and I wouldn't be shocked and amazed if it is a, you know, a bridge or some type of hotline, like, you know what I mean, a middleman type of agency where you got people that could just vet. Somebody should be getting $80,000 to $100,000 for some of these, dare I say, high value guys, high profile men. Because you could say he's a dusty for working with a lesser worker, and some of the pictures come up. Obviously, if even one of the women is in question, I don't think they look better than Nia. Obviously, they're probably younger than her. Whatever, you know, physical looks from the pictures that I've seen. I don't know if it's true or not. Of these is the actual women, I mean. Still probably give the nod to Nia, right? All right, cool. Somebody should be getting some money to get you some buns on the side. Like, why not just pay my nigga, pay to play? You ain't got to worry about no Texans. You know what I mean? I just don't really see for people that got it. You got a situation, you just became the head coach. I went to the finals last year. I had y'all niggas like, you know what I mean? The winning 6. You know what I mean? Because that's your money, son. Yeah, I had Boston. Because that's your money. And we're going to get the picks for the NFL in a minute. Just going to talk about this Boston shit and how he fumbled the bag. What could be learned from this? The thing is, too, is like we don't know what was going on, you know, with him and Nia, was they on good terms? Was they not? They like he cheating? We don't really know what was going on in their bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Till they start telling us what was going on in their bedroom. But some women is just clowning them again because it's Nia Long, and it's again, obviously, she is Nia Long. But again, if it was hitting for what y'all making it seem like it's hitting for, why not be with nobody else? Why wasn't she scooped up or chosen or even choose to be with somebody else of y'all caliber? Cause y'all saying he like a Dusty and he was a clown right now. He gotta definitely wear the L. He's gonna wear the L. Put the cap on, feel like doo-doo, you know what I mean? Because you got caught at a work situation when you didn't even have to. And again, I'm not condoning cheating and stuff, but I'm saying it's like Hov said this, right? He said, "Hey, I'm gonna probably fuck the line up." He said the problem is you dudes treat the one that you loving with the same respect that you treat the one that you humping. That ain't about nothing. If ever you mad about something, it won't be that. Oh no, you won't see that. I don't be at places where we comfy at with no biatch. Oh no, you won't see that. I ain't perfect. Nobody walking this earth surfaces, but homegirl, work with the kid. That's off the top. Shout out, that's a whole reference, and it's off the Bonnie and Clyde, the song that the fucking Tony Braxton was mad that they both copied off Pop, pretty much. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Pop. I'm a rider. That is the problem a lot of times. Like, even if, you know what I mean? So again, I'm not condoning it, but the thing is like, that's some words to listen, especially if you got money and you can afford to not shit where you live and do stuff where you live. You can afford to have somebody vet some women and make it look some other way where it's like, boom, that's why you never really hear LeBron. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying he's done it, but I'm not going to be shocked and amazed for somebody of his caliber to get some buns beside his wife. And again, it's not slander. It's not nothing. I'm saying allegedly, maybe kind of sort of, you had people kind of saying never was proven. So that's to a testament. If it is, then challenge, show and prove. I don't think it has been proven. But what I'm saying is I wouldn't be shocked and amazed when you put the beat on. If he got some buns outside his wife since he been in the NBA, I wouldn't be fucking amazed like, oh, word? Like, you know what I mean? No, I'm not. The thing is, the systems that's in place, the infrastructure, dare I say, for you to get some buns on the low and not get caught up. Like, you'll give a nigga some one of your mans that'll vet these little scouts, you know what I mean? $100,000, $200,000 job a year so that you don't lose $1 million, you know what I mean? Or over $1 million, like Nino Brown said. And Lou, obviously, he a big movie buff. Or he remember, obviously, Nino Brown. And I quote, you know what I mean, some of this shit on the channel a lot. And Nino Brown in New Jack City, after they raided the car and all that, and he like, $1 million a week operation reduced the rivers. Like, you know what I mean? Lou quoted that. Dap ain't know what line that was from. You know what I mean? What movie that was from. It's like, you gonna blow the bag? You gonna really blow, the opportunity that you got as being one of the coaches and of a premier team. Like, you rocking right now. You got, athletes in their prime only to get some buns from a locker room working. And again, I'm not like downgrading the pictures I seen. When you say the Boston staff, which you a massage therapist, so you see Deshaun Watson, you see, some of these instances and these situations unfolding and say, yo, bro, you've been around. Again, I've been around. Like, you've been around, bro. There's no need for you to have to creep on some TLC shit with some low level, you know what I mean? Like what Slick Rick said on Mona Lisa. Now come along. We have a party to attend with some real mature women and some more of our friends. He held at the cab and we waited for a minute, and as the cab came, we thrust, we was in it. And as we were leaving, we were singing a song. Like, you gonna hear the melody as she sing the song. If you see me, like, them certain joints don't supposed to be able to rock with you. You know what I mean? So you supposed to be, you know what I mean? Everybody not supposed to be able to, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing for a picture to be friendly and casual, courteous, respect, but as far as dick discipline, and you know what I mean, you slinging it around just to any and everybody and risk your position and your status, something that you work hard for. Let's not forget that part. It's hard out here for a pimp, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? When you're trying to get the money for the rent, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. When you reach certain, levels and positions, obviously a black man, but you black, right? You know what I mean? Because you hear Stephen A. like it was a black man and woo, and it don't matter what man it was. You got to have some dick discipline. Even though he tried to say like, a lot of white athletes, so this shit goes on, and I wouldn't be surprised. This is people, this is guns and butter. You know what I mean? Like, What it's hidden for? We know what it is. It's people that got money. It's not about niggas and bitches. It's not about punks. It's about punks and riders. What side are you on? Tupac reference, Machiavelli. They got money, so stuff is going on. People want to be chosen. People know that at the sign of a pen or at any given moment, your life could be changed. You know what I mean? Whether you're the low-level foot person, towel person, no matter who you are, you don't got that type of bread. So that's why people are willing to, you know what I mean, challenge, and it's all for sale, start performing, dare I say, when the camera starts rolling around certain people. Can imagine, like, you know what I mean, what certain people, the Mayweathers and, you know, people in position and the certain rappers and Lil Waynes and the Drakes of the world, hoes, you know what I mean? If you're around people that's not day ones or solid, that been in the circle that's used to being around, it's like you see somebody get a shoe deal, they come back to the hood, they can take you and your mom out the project. So it's a, you know, the reverence is a little different. And it shouldn't be that way, but I understand human nature. The thing is, you supposed to know better. You ain't no young chicken either. You ain't 30, 35, if I'm not mistaken, he is 40s too. So what are you doing? Just to get a little buns? I don't understand that. And then they say some of the players was involved or some of the other staff, so you're being sloppy somewhere along the line. The message is delivered to, you know what I mean? And now you got them folks looking at you with the side eye, and it's like, oh, you might have been abusing your power to try to get some young buns. What, are you a freshman? You know what I mean? With Joe Biden, when you look like a freshman, no, I'm a sophomore. You look like a freshman, you looking for fresh buns, like, you know what I mean? Talk about some other shit. Did he play himself? He all the way played himself. Let's talk about Ack. Let's talk about Big Ack. And let's talk about how Nas on his album, Hip Hop is Dead. Like, Hip Hop is Dead on that album. Overlooked album, overrated or underrated. And he got the song on there, Carry On Tradition. And in the song, he really showcasing or speaking from the pioneers of rap and how they looking at certain artists today with the side eye because they feel like niggas ain't pay dues and they, you know what I mean, they've been getting pimped and not, you know, not getting fair shakes, and they pretty much help form, shape, and push forward all these people coming through the door, you know what I mean, and doing what they do. LL came out. Russell Simmons came out. Fat Joe. A lot of people are speaking out. Now I said I was away, so I didn't hear the dusty comments in the context. I know LL came out, and then I did see Academic's response to L, pretty much saying like people in the comments were saying he jumping off topic and he backpedaling because that's not what LL talking about. So he pretty much like, yeah, you know, no disrespect. But your era, y'all came in and you knew these dudes got fucked over and y'all didn't teach the newer, you know, the people that's under y'all. And I say, that don't sound like it's far from the truth. Whether that got anything to do with the original argument or not. If it's true, it's true, right? So you got Russ, got Fat Joe, you got Nas. Ben came out saying that hip hop is dead because we not the bosses and we let people rape us. And go listen to that track, Carry On Tradition. And pretty much like you want to talk about these cars, you want to talk about these homes, you want to talk about, we all talking about it, but you know what I mean, few really niggas is really MCs. And then you say years later from, you know, the B Street Boys and, you know, Run DMC, I come up off perfection, you know what I mean? And my Adidas and I'm Bad, LL, that's why I said even if he do a versus, depending on who we go against, he definitely going to probably win, or it's going to be hard to tell who lost and who won. Pioneer the game, you know what I mean? Since day one. Can't survive without my radio. I agree with what he's saying, and with Russell, you know what I mean? People like Ack and other people that's involved in hip-hop in any form, shape, or fashion, because we're coming up on the 50th anniversary. Obviously, I'm in the 40s, so I'm right there. That's why the channel was about hip-hop. That's why I quote hip-hop lines off the top easy. And a lot of people do it that fuck with the music, you know what I mean? It's just embedded in us. This is the era and time that we was born in, of the hip-hop era. And you either hate it or love it. They have strong opinions, but obviously they're trying to say that, you know, Ack obviously is speaking from the younger perspective, and that a lot of people, dare I say, as Fat Joe was saying, they only care about the bag. They only care about the bag. They don't care about nothing else. Then he gave the analogy of, young women, and that I kind of agree with more so than young niggas, just, young brothers rather, oh, but you black, just thinking about the bag. Because it's like, if you a Fat Joe, if you are, whoever you are, a Fab, a Jada, whoever you are in the later years, when you chopping it up with them, obviously they know you got a couple dollars, but even if he made it sound like if you didn't have a couple dollars, that your value is not worth anything else up here, or some type of game that you can, give out to a person. And that's the part I disagree. The part about love, when he try to reverse it, like when you reverse it like a circle, right? Don't be whipped by that pussy. Whip that, yeah, with a spoon line, rest in peace, boomerang. When you reverse it and you put it on the woman, it's like, yeah, in this day and age we live in, in the modern world, we so civilized. People don't really need, or they think they don't really need. So it's like I can do everything by myself. So he like, if you thinking you're going to find love, like how his parents been married 50 years, or my mom's in them 30 years, or whoever been married, that era is pretty much gone. Women want the bag and not the designer bag. These is his words. They want the money. Because that's your money, son. Like, that's your money, son. So be smart with it. I could dig that. You see it all on TikTok. You see it all online where, money and that's it. Everything is about the bag. So I get that. But that's a relationship. That's what can you do for me. When it's two men doing, conversing or whatever, it don't have to be no exchange for no wisdom or for no Jews or even some understanding to be understood between those two individuals or those group of individuals. So when you say it's like they don't care about the bag, so without the bag, they're not gonna listen to nothing you say as a man, as the square you stand on, as the position you hold in hip hop for the period that you held it for. They cannot listen, or they ain't doing better than you. It'll behoove them not to listen. So that part I kind of like, And do academic got the ear of all the youth? I don't know. I don't think they see them all as dusty. What I see is they not being championed. And I talk about this on the channel a lot, right? I hope they remember you. The Thanos line, when he was going to kill Tony Stark, for those that don't know what I'm talking about. And while I was out in Vegas, I was trying to give niggas $20. I was like, yo, finish these lines right here. I got $20 for you. Because that's your money, son. I'm like, Tony, there was no other way. What's the next lines? And a lot of them was stuck in La La Land. Like, we stuck in La La. They ain't have the answers. And it's all good. Maybe they wasn't Marvel fans. But the point is, we stuck in La La Land. It's like, do we got the youth? And, do we got the air of them? I say not all of them. I say that, we not champion the pioneers of old like we should be. You could say, yeah, Hov, like somebody quoted this Hov line when he like, I'm making them pay extra for what they did to the Cold Crush. Pay us like you owe us for all the years that you hold us. We could talk, but money talks, so talk more bucks. H to the Izzo, V to the Izzo, off that shit. It's like, yeah, you can overcharge them, but the money that you overcharging them, and this is just side note because I don't know what the fuck Hov do with his money. Like, know what I mean? I know he's a Billy. He wanted to go, and he got a few of them with him. He made a few, like he said. That extra money, is it going to a fund for the Grandmasters, the Kumo Knees, and the Just Ices, and whoever else is in that era? There's a lot of them Africa Band Biders, and the Cool Hercs and all that. Is money going towards them? Is we doing stuff with them? Even if it's outside of hip, which it should be outside of. Nobody buying their records no more. It's like Prodigy, play this shit real quick. Off my motherfucking, my nigga Gray. Let me just play this shit. It's a Prodigy reference, but this nigga Gray used it on his shit. Fuck is this shit at? On the orange is black, right? Shit. You know what I mean? So if you got conscious rap, that means you got let me hear this shit. Conscious rap is calming. And that shit, listen to what Prodigy about to say on this shit. Tell you the truth, man. Niggas ain't buying that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, truthfully, you go to any hood
Ask them what's the last KRS-One album they bought. Ask them what's the last Most Def album they bought. You know what I mean? Any conscious rappers, Common, Talib Kweli, anybody that you can consider a conscious rapper or whatever. And conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world.
And that you're aware, fully aware
to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. You know what I mean? So if you got conscious rap, that means you got
unconscious.
That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rap. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell.
They stuck in the body.
They still under the spell of kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So they unconscious.
Recognize. So pretty much, you know, in that little snippet, you hear Prodigy just saying like the last, you know, people that you consider conscious rappers, the KRS-Ones, the Talib Kweli's, the Commons, etc. You know what I mean? Who else you want to throw in there? Niggas ain't buying that shit, right? So niggas definitely ain't buying no old school shit right now. But Hov could, and I'm just throwing names out there. Anybody could do this. The Snoops of the world, Ice Cubes. Ice Cube is considered old school. So is Snoop. And Hov. Hov is probably relevant. He just dropped the God Did and all that. And obviously he, you know, Rock Nation and LeBron and doing all different type of stuff. Hov is out there, you know, making moves, y'all, on and on and on. And some rappers are not. Even Nas. Nas is old school. Busta is old school. They are. They're not the little babies, the little Dirks, you know what I mean? And all of the new era, that's just to name a few. The Migos, you know what I mean? All these other different new artists, the Rowdies and the Smurders, and you know what I mean? They not them, you know what I mean? They old school. With that being said, behind the scenes, you can do something with them. You can open up a shop. You can open up a studio. You can open up some type of something surrounding hip hop. They're opening up the museum, the hip hop museum right in the Bronx, and that's dope. But it's different things that can be done behind the scenes that can keep old rappers from looking dusty. You know what I mean? Or however they're perceived to look. Some of them, all of them don't look that way. Fat Joe was, that nigga been in the game 20 years, or over 20 years, right? He don't look dusty. He kind of alluded to that, like, you know, I'm one of the only ones on the channel. That's why I do Days of Future Past. That's why I quote hip hop and, you know, certain eras of hip hop. You know, one, because that's the era I'm from, so I fuck with it. But it's like, yeah, we only gonna hear Big Daddy Kane on certain joints on Throwback Thursday. You know what I mean? On a Flashback Friday, you're gonna get a little 20 minutes, DJ cool DJ Red Alert. You know what I mean? Chuck Chill Out or Funk Flex. You're gonna get a small little snippet. And then it's back to the drill, it's back to the shit. And speaking of flexing this DJs real quickly, you know what I mean? I see Fat Joe he just did a challenge. He rhyming off that Reasonable Doubt, Can I Live beat. Fire, and you know, it's a one little quick line in there. You know what I mean? This is just a side note how niggas be doing. You know what I mean? And do you. I ain't mad. Like, we in the last days, and Tony, there was no other way. So I'm not shocked in the maze. I'm not I'm not surprised. You know? Where's this shit? Oh, shit right here. He almost killed himself. Driving, you see him swerve like all this shit is for sale. Like,
Cool J on this one.
Had nothing happened to the nigga.
Yo,
right now.
I'm watching you niggas, watching me closely. Passing the Christ, they trying to stone me. I told the little homies, you don't know me. Got shooters on scooters that left you 4 feet. But can I live? Everybody wanna live, yo. Life after death and do it big, yo. But what I know is everybody
He came out with some bars and Joker spit. But you know, people in the comments, you know, while I was in Vegas, I did the show live from Vegas. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Yeah, I know if you watched the 2 Vegas blogs, I know you heard that a lot in there, but yeah, we're going to embed it in your brain. I'm off the chain, Papa, this. And we're going to keep, you know what I mean, till y'all get the saying right. We live, we rolling that part. We was in Vegas and we was talking about the P&B and Rock. You know what I mean? Brother, rest in peace. They killed him out there in LA and shit. And you know, Fat Joe was like, you know, that was his thing. You know what I mean? He used to you know what I mean? And stick him, stick him, ha, stick him. And you know, run down on niggas, and that's what he's known for. And it's a few people play with them joints and move like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, so he like, yo, but they ain't have to kill him, right? Like, and they didn't have to kill him. Anytime you do a robbery, it's like you already going to book for the chain. You already going to come up for the money, the watch, whatever it is that whatever you going for. And I know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you going for is like, you got that. You know what I mean? And obviously, you see that later on. You know what I mean? As you get, older in your journey in life, and the little life that Lord gonna bless you with. That little dash in between your birth and the day you gone, and there was no other way. You out of here. As you age, hopefully you can start to appreciate and see where, you might have made some grave errors and grave mistakes by not putting enough value on life or things of that nature. But anyway, that was his sentiments. Like, yo, they ain't have to murk him, and I agree, they didn't have to murk him. You got what you came for per se. So that's like the stone salt that's extra. And then, but you black. You know what I mean? Like, that shit don't be meaning nothing. But people was kind of like getting on him a little bit, like, yo, the challenge, the song is dope. You got the fly bars with the, Christ and all that. And you got shooters on scooters to lift your Ubers and Rubers. And it's like, all right, bro, you want to get almost 50. You ain't been in the streets, son. If you are, and you made it out the game and through the storm, why you still rapping about that? So it's like, we check out. You know what I mean? And, although I like to listen to hardcore, everywhere we go, D-Block and the Locks, this time from Yonkers, not the winner chicken dinners, the Locks from Yonkers. We love listening to that shit. But a lot of time it's old shit, to be honest with you. It's not no new, those type of waves. There got to be some old school shit. If it's hardcore and it's about killing and all that, nigga on rocket, quote the words, throw your guns in there, or some Coogee rap shit, or just whatever it is. Fast forward 2020, like the new shit that come out from these old artists. Not really new artists, because you young, this is what you seeing. Your friends may be involved, you may be involved, or whatever may have you. But for Fat Joe or Rick Ross on the, I think I spoke about the God did verse, and you like pick up the bricks and bro, you don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear about it. And you already proved that your rhyming ability, your lyrical ability is better than that. So it's like, you don't gotta hit us and convince us you the drug dealer no more. You prove that you nice with the mic. You know what I mean? I'll give you your flowers, give you your props. You nice. So just rap. You keep, build the business, build the block back, or buy the block back. So when you hear Fat Joe, like, yeah, even if that's what you was involved in, or even if you got niggas that'll hop on scooters and maneuvers and, put rulers in your doulas. Like, even if you got niggas right now on payroll that'll do that, watch your age with shit going on in New York City, when it's mad little dumb young niggas running around popping off with the scooter, you gonna rap about that. It's just questioned in the week before, you rapping about they don't gotta kill him. So it just really look, like, again, for me, I ain't gonna say funny style. Joe is Joe. It's just like, what's the end game of it, really? Like, now I'm not being funny. I'm not gonna say Tony, there's no other way. What's really the end game? Like, and we all got contradictions, and we all, not perfect. Like Ho said, I'm not perfect. Nobody walking this earth surfaces. Homegirl, work with the kid. Like, we gonna have some stumbles and stuff, but overall, is your integrity intact, and are you moving like how you move on a regular basis, no matter who was around? That's what matters to me. 10 niggas around, 1 nigga around. Are you the same nigga? Or now you got airport backs and, center block chests and all that. Now you the killer of gorillas, But when you by yourself, you easy, you cool, you can get along with, you want to talk, you want to mediate and all that. But when you with your peoples and you feel secure, and you think you that dude, or you got the burn on you, so you feel, you feel like untouchable. You feel like you a mobster or some shit. To me, that's whack shit. So the thing is, like, is it kill? That's what I was saying about the Mano shit. With these rappers at a certain age, like, all right, when you came in the game, cool. But you getting money now. Your kids is in private school, and So what are you pushing when you in your age? So you're in my age bracket now. So you rhyming for me, or probably not, because I can't even tell you when the last time I brought an album. I'm on Tidal with it, or if it's on Spotify, one of them shits. If it ain't on one of them streaming services, probably not downloading and like buying no albums. I don't think people's doing that no more. It's all just streams. I'm not your target audience, because I can't really listen to that. It's like, you've been in jail and all that, so this shit is this vintage. So I get it. You know what I mean? It's vintage. Then that's a little different of how you word it. Like, you know what I mean? Before rap, packing stacks and then the macking. Like, when you take it back, it's like, you're just showing us the bars and all that. But if it's pro, like, I got shooters, that sound like an old rhyme, Joe. Like, you got shooters right now on Ubers and hopping off scooters on some Nino Brown shit, the back of the whip, New Jack City, $1 million operation. And I just think it's like, boom. But before as the act, I don't know like what context that he used it. I don't know what we talking about. I think Melly Mel look alright. I mean, I think Karis One, he just did the verses. Big Daddy Kane still touring. You see Master Ace and them, like niggas still going overseas and doing what they do. You see Q-Tip jump to some movies. LL was in Hollywood. Queen Latifah, like you can say like people of that, you know, had hip hop at the height when I was a kid. You know what I mean? The OPPs and all that. The Jungle Brothers, some of them, you know what I mean? You see the X's, obviously. And that's the thing too, right? You know, that's funny in our era, if you my era. It's a video out of you know, Fad, you know what I mean? FABOLOUS. One of your favorite rappers, like your favorite rapper. Shout outs to Fad, you know what I mean? He got the little video, you know what I mean? And he doing a couple of combinations on the bag and shit, you know what I mean? Well, not with the bag, with the trainer. And people was clowning him, right? They're like, yo, all these rappers with punchlines. Like the comments is fucking hilarious. And whether you was on his side, like, yo, at least he trying and woo, or you just making a joke about it, you ain't taking it that serious. The point is, unlike the old rappers, even though we can see them now because of social media, we didn't see them grow up. We didn't see them have 10 years in the game, 15 years in the game, eat off the game, endorse other people, and then get businesses outside the game and watch, you know, pretty much watch their career unfold. Like the Fabs, the Jadas, the Cam'rons, you know what I mean, the Mysons, just certain people, the Redmans, the Wu-Tang Clan, Onyx. In fact, Fredro was on the plane with us coming back, you know what I mean? And we had a stopover, you know what I mean, in Florida, you know, Fort Lauderdale. We stopping in the airport, you know what I mean, get off and you see him smoking right outside LaGuardia, you know what I mean, fresh off the plane. I'm like, yo, what up, Fredro, you know what I mean, throw your, in fact, when he was passing us, what I said, throw your guns in the air, like, you know what I mean? He looked back with some new, like, that's what's up. And, you know, I wasn't being funny. That's one of my songs. You know what I mean? It's time to get live. And, you know, so you get to see people like him and other people because of the social media, you know what I mean? You know, coming in and ushering. So now instead of Word magazine, I used to see Salt Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, putting pictures on my wall. Like in the big era, you see, you know, Heavy D, rest in peace, and you know what I mean, I got nothing but love for you. You see Salt Pepper, you just see a little picture, a little article, and that's it. Like you gotta wait till the whole, you know, article get printed up and the new edition. When you read it, the interview is old, it's taken out of context. Now you just follow the artist on their page. So, you know, niggas is going to put their shit on Instagram and it's all for sale. So you get to see Fabulous. And to my opinion, it didn't look like he had it down packed yet. Now, I'm not mad at him for posting it, but he ain't look really seasoned. And that's cool because he's not a boxer. You know what I mean? And like from the streets, just because you're from the streets or you from the hood, that's what I say. You're not from the streets. You're from the you know, the neighborhood and niggas. You're not in the streets. You're from just probably possibly a bad neighborhood, cool, but you're not from the streets. So it's like, yeah, you're from the streets and you don't know how to box. There's plenty of people that live in the hood that don't know how to actually fight. Don't know how to throw a punch, don't know how to block a punch, you know what I mean? Catch a knife, do all those type of things. And then there's some people that do from experience or actually going to learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, who else was hitting the bag and Meek Mills, Philly. You think, Philly, it's mad boxes in Philly, and it is. And the ox is deep out there. You know what I mean? You could definitely get a one-on-one just as quick as you could get 6 shots in your noggin and it's out of here. Like, do you ever think about when you out of here, your record deal, video, all that shit out of here? You know what I mean? He was looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous when he was punching the bag. And I don't know how he is now. If he's worked out, he's probably better now. But the point is, because everybody put the shit on social media, It's all for fucking sale. So you get to see it like, oh, Fabulous and Emily fighting, or this and this happened, nigga teeth is out, drinking some. Like you get to see. It's not when it's time for promotion time. So now you hear the interview on the radio, but you can't see them. You now see the magazine that came out 4 months later, 3 months later, the album. Like it's different now. You just log on. Social media gave us full access. And so these is our artists. We don't get to see the Melly Mels and them, doing what they was doing, white lines or wearing the bell bottoms or dealing with certain women, how they was dealing with on some pimp days or sniffing coke or whatever. Like whatever trials and tribulations they was going through in their era, the graffiti era, the the racism, whatever. We don't get to see that because it wasn't that time. Now we get to see how Jada, you take care of yourself. Styles, you take care of yourself. Who was out of shape, who was not, who was getting surgery. We get to see all that unfold because we on social media, and that brings me to this shit too. Before we talk about some football shit, being out in Vegas. Let's talk about Vegas, right? And how we don't champion, the older gods or the forefathers. I should say, not the older gods, the forefathers of hip hop. And I'm not saying that what I'm saying is exact and to be true. What I'm saying is you don't really hear too much about newer rappers working with older rappers. Man, you don't give a fuck whether it's the bag or it's not the bag. But if it's the bag, why you can't work together to get the bag? And that's what I want to bring about. Being in Vegas with Lil, shout out to everybody that came out, big time, Tone, Fresh, Dap, everybody, Vega, DB, everybody that was out there. Pop was the road dog, just definitely had fun. Chilling poolside, having drinks and shit, kicking it with Dad. Me and Dad went to school, but what we was talking about, when you see people, and your era, what I consider era is, if you're 40, then 35 and 45. That's your era. The people you went to school with, graduations, right outside, before you was outside. Right inside while you was outside, your little brother 5 years behind you, somebody 5 years ahead of you, all that 10-year span. So your whole life is going to be circulated around those people. And then the people outside of that 10 years difference is not your era. They're either before you or they're after you. So with that being said, me and him went to school, so we in the same, we in the same era. And you get to see how people have kids and what businesses they get, the trials, tribulations, what's public may not be public, the graduate, the reunions, etc. And while we was, kicking it out of the pool and shit, smoking a little something, drinking, we was talking about health. And you see the people over your era, the Lus and the uncles and the certain people, and then the people that may be under you. And, we just talking about health. Black brothers, but you black, in my opinion, family-wise, closest, friends or outside of friends, associates, and even people outside of that. Definitely not maybe strangers. Don't really talk about health too much unless it's like somebody in the hospital, this person just, was sick or this happened. Then it may be, a topic, couple of minutes on it, or praying for him, or tell his family he got to stop eating that meat, or drinking them sodas, or whatever it is, and then that's it. It's not really a constant or continuous line of talk, and I think it should be. And me and him was talking about it, like coming back, having balance. When you live a certain lifestyle, especially if you in the industry, or you club promoting, you running with rappers, or you live in the rapper lifestyle, you an influencer, your body gonna perform the way, how you treat it. And as you get older, obviously for most men, even though, and who just got some surgery, Bandman Quavo or whatever his name is, Quavo, Banvo, talking about the stomach shit. People do what they want, even men, but I was going to say, really, it's not really men that don't really get surgery. It's more so women in this era to compete, keep up, and try to get, the young niggas that the young women is going for. They're trying to get. We just going to really age how we age. So if you don't really take care of yourself, you're going to probably, have health issues, whether it's overweight, diabetes, high blood pressure. And then the thing is, too, when you get older, you slow down. So if the weight is on you, it's hard to get the weight off because you can't, and your knees get, swollen, or your ankles. And it's for women as well. So that's why I applaud even the ones that get surgery. Because obviously it's a few of my era walking around. And with some girls out there in Vegas, it is what it is. Do you. Like, this is your life. Live yours. I ain't judging you. Fuck it. Do you. You still got to work out. You still got to eat right, eat better. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to look good for 90. You have a 90-day stretch, a hot girl summer. Then when the winter come around, like, these hoes keep calling, I ain't picking up. Like, you know what I mean? Better change my number for the whole winter. Like, I'll be back around June. Like, see, you done put on the weight. You was looking good, but now, you know, your diet done fucked up, or you ain't going to the gym like you used to, or you got placed, or you was on an emotional roller coaster and you stopped, or your job was beating you down, your kids haven't made it. Like, life gets in the way. And I mean, that's just everybody. So you can have times where, you know, you're doing good, and you have times where you're not, self-included. I think that's why I stay, as far as the weight I'm at, I never really get more chiseled or lose weight. I have good days, and I won't go to the gym for 2 months. Then I'm back in every day with some motivation shit, and that's just life getting in the way. But, you know, as you're older, obviously, the better you treat yourself. So that's what I got out of being around, being at the poolside with niggas and hearing the stories. And then obviously, you know, some people on a personal level, so you say, yeah, living this type of lifestyle, that's why you look like this, or switching your lifestyle up, that's why you can see the transformation, etc. So we got to be mindful of that. I mean, we never know when we're going to go, how we're going to go, but I do know, no matter where you're going to die at, every one of us is going to actually go to that place where we're going to die at. You could try to run from it, like Thanos said, run from it, dread it, destiny arise, all the same. And when you wake up and go on that plane to Mount Fuji, that's when you're going to die at. And for those that say, oh, scared of flying, I can't make the trip, no, you're going to stay right in your house, and then, I mean, next door neighbor shit going to blow up, and you're going to be in a room that the wall fall on. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. We all are going to go to the place of our deaths. There's no escaping that. It could be on the train, it could be in the cab, it could be in the alley, it could be wherever it's going to be, but you're going to go there, because that's how it goes. And then you're out of here, right? You know what I'm going to say. Do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, video, out of here, your Range Rover, Mercedes Benz, all that shit that you value, out of here. And I want to talk about this from the trip out in Vegas, all right? In addition to health, what we was talking about. And I appreciate everybody that's fucking with the channel now that ain't even know I had a channel. I like more so like people that really know me to either say yay or nay to the channel. Nothing against nobody I don't really know, but I don't really know you. You don't have no connection. You don't know, you know, my history, or you don't know how I am in real life. So your opinion, it matters, but it doesn't really matter on a scale. Somebody that I went to school with, or live next door, or somebody I did a jokes with, or like, nah, fuck with your channel, or nah, your channel is whack, or you need to do this, you know what I mean? It hit a little different. So that's just what it is, and now that that's out the way, I appreciate you. Keep rocking with the channel. This is what I want to say, like, this from Harlem niggas, Bronx niggas, Brooklyn niggas, Staten Island niggas, Connecticut niggas, East Coast niggas, Vegas niggas, wherever you at, right? And this don't have to be the way just because I'm saying it, but I think it would help if more people approach it like how I'm going to tell you to approach it. Stay worrying about how niggas is, how much money niggas got, watching pockets, a few people out of line and doing a little funny shit out there. And it is what it is. I'm going to just leave it at that because it don't really affect. That's not what's really important. I'd rather focus on what could possibly be positive. If you grew up with niggas, right? So I have to use this example because if you don't know people, it's like, and never do shit with niggas you don't know. That's why an outside nigga can't fuck up your flow. That's a Jada reference. So you definitely don't want to be doing shit, at least off the rip. But new friends could be good, new business partners, associates. They probably could take you further than somebody that you knew your whole life. So you don't want to be blinded by that either with the fake notion of no new friends. We don't need that. Fuck a fake friend with your real. You don't want to get too caught up on that because new friends will take you places old friends won't do. Like, you know what I mean? That's a fact. But I'm only saying in the sense like it's better when you know people. So again, if you went to school with somebody, you was doing your shit throughout your childhood, they was doing their shit, you a solid individual, they're solid individuals, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? Unset rules and even fuck rules, just solid in your book, you solid in their book. You know what I mean? Y'all always been cool. You never really know what niggas is doing, how they was getting their money, why they went to prison, or if they never even went to prison. Years later, you got kids, they got kids, he married. You still maintaining, y'all both climbing and doing what you're doing, but it's never spoken of like, yo, we need to work together, or what you do. And I'm saying that to say this. Closed mouths don't get fed, and then also this is how you decipher who really fucking with you. Because it's like, yeah, I could come drink with you. You know what I mean? I could come smoke with you. We could come fuck around, do whatever, travel the world, you know, do nigga shit. But we getting money together. We working on something together. We putting infrastructure together so that if I have hard times, I could be good. If you have hard times, you could be good. Or it's just, you know, we shooting shit, buy a section, take some pictures, do some videos, and you go about your business. And then after that, I see you at the next spot. I don't really give a fuck about you after that. And I say that to say, because at one point in time, I will always go out. And even though people, the promoters and people didn't know, I always put up bread after I had it. Once the niggas start getting a couple of hours, that's just what it is. Never, you know, not for the cause. Always put up quietly, and even not quietly. But I'm saying that to say, I used to go out of the way to make shit look a certain way, or you care about how people view you. And once you get over that, and you say, nobody can be you but you, that's a brand new music, even though they took that, you know what I mean? Nobody can be you but you. Nobody can be who you are. And even if you have a twin or two, I mean, like there's three of y'all, one after the other, they can't even be you. The best version of how you're going to be yourself. And you see people acting other than themselves, and there's no need. So I'm going to bring it back to the money part. It's like you'll be around people, and because you see them with who you see them with, you may assume and have assumptions. But they be in real estate. They got a credit business. They running a barbershop business on wheels. They wrote a book already. They doing stuff that you didn't even know. And because you didn't approach the subject of, yo, like we went to school, yo, we see you moved out of the country, or you moved over here, what would you do? Because, you know, especially in my era, you know what I mean, I say people, you know, the Generation X era, you know what I mean? We the best, built definitely different. You'll get booked. And like 50 Cent said, it ain't good to do good in my hood. Blah, you know not to do good now. You know, people think you doing good, and you ain't really even doing that good that they think. But yet they gonna come gun you down, take you, strip you, find out it ain't his play money, it's Kodak Black money. You thought you had the jukes, but it really wasn't. The chain wasn't even real. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. You put your life on the line, and the shit wasn't even really cracked up and worth it. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. But you finally say, damn, I thought you was doing that. I didn't know you was, you know what I mean, renting out cars and all that. And maybe you could have helped me 5 years ago, because I'm still doing all right. I'm just struggling along over here myself, because good help is hard to find. And then I'll give you another example with helping each other. This is what I mean. Like, you have people that I quote Jada as well. You got niggas that's cool with being rich alone. Like, even though they didn't get rich alone by themselves, some people went in, some people they charged triple and double of what they really was getting it for, you know what I mean? Not letting niggas live, and they accumulated, you know what I mean? Whatever they accumulated, they good where they at. And then you got other niggas in that line that Jada said, I'd rather be broke together than rich alone, backing them down, clapping them down. Fuck whatever's happened before. I'm what's happening now. Hit the subscribe button. Yeah, that's you in the back. I'm what's happening now. Some niggas don't want to be rich. It's like, nah, my niggas can't get in, and the X makes an exit to the rear. I'm out of here. Don't front on my brothers. I take care of them before I take care of others. It's a brand new meaning reference, right? When rap was, Lil had messages. If I can't get in, then I don't want to get in. That part. We need to be more like that. More like, yo, what you doing? You know what I mean? Or what's inquire more. You know what I mean? Especially, again, if you know them. If you don't know them, you just meet somebody. You may, you know, they may look like they got the tools, or they may be like, I'm into doing X, Y, Z. Don't be afraid to ask. If y'all popping bottles and y'all smoking the best Zazas of the world, you know what I mean, bullshit and talking about rap or hood politics, you definitely should be able to talk about how I get my credit fixed. Your shit is 800. I see you got the room, or I see you online, always jingling, baby. Gag, baby. You jingling, you got the keys, and you got the fucking street shuttles and spaceships. And last week you pulled up in your other binge, right? I see you. So can I get in somehow? And put the pride aside too, because a lot of times you be like, damn, I don't want this nigga to think I'm on this nigga dick, or I don't want this nigga to know, you know what I mean, that I'm fucked up. You may not be fucked up, you may just not be doing as well as you could be doing because you ain't linking up with no other real niggas. And I never understood that. It's like, you've ever, and because the thing is too, if you figure it out, if some people you know that you still popping bottle or whatever you're doing, where you want them to go on vacation with you, fuck you going on vacation if you can't get no money together. And we can't do nothing in the back office to get some money so that we could keep going on vacation. So again, I quote the Jada line, I'd rather be broke together than rich alone, backing them down, clapping them down. Let's quote another Hov line on Reasonable Doubt, I believe, right? He said, if your clique is rich, your clique is rugged. Nobody would fall because everybody would be each other's crutches, right? You're never gonna go down, or it's gonna be very hard for your crew to fall upon hard times. Like you said, hard times fell upon us. Half of my niggas caught warrants, the other half in the cafe lay dormant. Half of the subjects of y'all niggas rhymes in the early 90s. Right, that part. Why you want to be dolo? And then, you know what I mean? You bought a Lambo, niggas shoot the tires out. You bought a jet plane, niggas shoot the pilot out. You buy a mansion, but you can't put the fire out, right? Now, I mean, it's wonder why people get backdoored and slithered, and you know, you got people, I don't know them in person. You hear the stories and the legends of certain hustler niggas, the Fritzes, and New York bound, the Riches, who I don't know, rest in peace, but end up later on, you know, getting to know and knowing his sister Pat Porter, you know what I mean? Shout outs to Miss Pat. That they was generous with the bread. You walking by down in your luck, damn man, I don't got it. Nigga just give you $100. A pair of sneakers. You know what I mean? You hear the meets like, yo, even down to the butler. You gonna be Gucci down to the socks, Big Papa, baby. Like, everybody gonna be good. It's not gonna just be the nigga up here, the two niggas up here. Everybody get a Ferrari. Like, you get a Ferrari, you get a Ferrari, you get a Ferrari. You the cook. Yeah, you making the motherfucking dumplings in the fucking linguine. You get a Ferrari too. Then you got niggas that just hoard, you know what I mean? And that's why another whole reference where you hear him say like they let the wrong niggas get some wealth on the God did. He like they done fucked up and let the wrong niggas get some money, get some wealth. And then you hear niggas that get the bag and they so tight with it, they don't even want to show you how to rock with it, even though you might help them get a start. And again, this is nobody owe nobody nothing. Because as men, I speak clearly from the heart, clearly from, you know what I mean, what it is. I don't expect nobody to come save me. Ain't nobody coming to save me, and ain't nobody coming to save you in the back. Yeah, that's a fact. Or Nelly, he just had a viral clip and he was speaking about what people expect when you make it, when you get the bag. And he was like, nobody don't owe nobody shit. And I think most rational adults will agree to that. Man and women, like, yeah, nobody don't. Get it out the mud, get it how you got it. Nobody really care about your circumstances. Fix it, do something, figure it out. Because nobody really cares. Like the nigga come home with his whole arm blown off. Nigga don't care that he got to get out the bed. Nigga don't care about none of that. It's like I got my life to live and you live yours. So I'm not expecting nobody to come. But what Nelly said was, if niggas really fuck with you, they gonna give you an opportunity. If they don't give you an opportunity to say, you know what I mean, I want to be in real estate too, or I don't want to deal with that. I want to come to the studio. I know you make beats, so I'm gonna need a chef. I know you cook. Like, you want to leave your job, or you know what I mean. If they don't come to you with something, or you ain't come to them and say, all right, I know you. I ain't expecting you to give me none of your money, but this is what I bring to the table. Can we possibly, so I can help you continue to make money, and I won't be leeching off you because I'm excellent at this. Let me do this part, and we can, you know what I mean, and I can add on to the cipher. If they be like, nah, I got my man or my other man and introduce me to some new nigga, what? Then you know right then and there, you just there for the, you know what I mean, the feel good times. You're not really there for, you know what I mean, how to keep the lights on in your apartment, how to keep the phone bill running in your motherfucking business. Nigga don't care about that. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, per se, I guess once you know, if you know, you know. You just got to move accordingly. And it's all good. Like I said, I ain't gonna go to sleep and nigga ain't helping me or nigga don't making no way. No, you make a way for yourself if you can. And along the way, you try to find other people that's of like mind and trying to get ahead like you that don't mind being a team player, that want to help, you know what I mean? The circle get rich. So that all of y'all can be good. You can have something to pass. Another whole reference. You're like, yo, I just brought some artwork for $2 million. 2 years later, that artwork worth $4 million. Damn, I can't wait to get this shit to my children. Like, you can't take none of that shit with you when you go anywhere. Only thing you might take is some props, like Nas said. You know what I mean? Props is a true thug's wife. It's like a cycle. Some go in, some will come home, some will go in, do a bullet, come back, do the same shit again from the womb to the tomb. Presumed unpredictable. You ain't taking that shit with you. Rich men tried and died, but none of it worked. They just robbed your grave. I'd rather be alive and paid before my number's called, history's made. So I just take that away. Young brothers, you know what I mean? Because maybe the old niggas ain't going to do it. They stuck in their ways or whatever. And I'll give you this last example. Then we're going to talk some football. If you still sticking around, then it's all good. We about to talk sports, week 3, and how to get some fucking money this weekend. Last week we had a bad week. But before we get to that, I'm going to give you this last example of, for the young brothers. It might be too old for the old niggas. Like, niggas don't want to adapt and don't change, then you become extinct. You become the dinosaur, so they say. You have to learn how to be on social media. Now, I get for people that don't want to be, they may be still doing shit, but if you running any type of business, you any type of personality, you any type of influencer, you any type of cross marketer for somebody else, you rocking somebody's shit, your presence need to be felt. So I say walking by, I was gonna buy a hat from someone. I'm like, you got cash app? Oh no, I don't got cash. I don't deal with it. I'm like, I was gonna buy from you. I was gonna give you the $10 for the hat, but you don't got cash app, so you miss out on this $10 because I don't got $10 to give to you. I got Apple Pay. Oh, that's a little old. Then catch up, old school brother. You got to catch up. And some old brothers figure it out. But this is the last thing I want to say. When you're a multi-level marketing businesses, like I've been in a few, and one of the first ones when I came home was Primerica. You know what I mean? Some successful people in there. You know what I mean? Still to this day, they've been in the business since then. It's 18 years, doing well now. Still on the phone, I still could get on them. I had the felony, couldn't get my other licenses and shit. Long story short, but in businesses like that, you could get money by yourself. You have to be an absolute animal and an absolute beast, right? You're going to get paid, you're going to get money. But how your money quadruple and you get 6 and 7 times over is when you teach people how to be the same beast that you are, and they go out and do the same work that you're doing. So not only are you getting production on an individual level, but everybody you bring in, you get their production as well, and they get the production. So the whole team is leveling up on a different type of level where it's like, for instance, you got a block, he got a block, she got a block, he got a block. Y'all blocks clicking. How they say it's jinking. Some of the young niggas say, I shit jinking this weekend. Your shit jinking like a motherfucker. But you getting PC of all of y'all all eating off the block instead of you just eating off one block by yourself. You eating off all the blocks because you linked up with some other people. And I'm only saying that to say, again, in those type of businesses, the more deals you close on your own, you're going to get that one-hand exchange. But imagine if you had 10, 15 people closing deals that they making money, but you getting a small percentage off what they're doing as well. And they going hard like you because they want to get paid. That's how your money quadruple when you go up. That's a good concept. It's like you could do it for dolo, but you know what I mean? You get the people that want to work. Obviously, you can't make a horse drink water when you lead them to the water. So that's just something you know what I mean? I brought from the trip. Health, not counting niggas' pockets, worrying about what niggas got, how they don't got. Be yourself. Be like how Ghostface said. These happy-go-lucky niggas, like they want to pop a little crystal every time they see you. It's like, don't front for me. Don't front for me. Like if you want to play that role, go ahead and play it. Because I honestly don't even really care. And honestly, I've been off trying to impress niggas that don't even give a fuck how. If I'm eating ramen noodles, you know what I mean, with the sasson and the drained tuna fish, with the Velveeta motherfucking cheese tonight, or I'm eating Jack Mac rice and peas in this litty with the onions. With the motherfucking chunky monkey as the dessert on the side. That's when you eating good. Niggas that been up north, if you know, you know. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Let's talk about it though. Let's get to the motherfucking games now. Let's get to motherfucking football this week. Week 3. Last week we did bad. The first week we went 12-4. Yeah, kid. Last week we went 6-10. We did horrible. We're not even gonna lie. Only good thing I got to say about that is I was in Vegas. The app that I bet on, my Caesars Sports app, they wasn't letting me bet. They was like, you gotta log out, make a whole new account for Vegas, log back in. They want you to do their sports books and all that shit. And we was out having such a good time that I didn't even get to make no bets. So I didn't even put no bets. So I didn't lose no money, because that's your money, son. But we plan to get some get back this week. That's a fact. We plan to get some get back. Sunday fun day, where we at? Sunday fun day. First game. Oh, yesterday we had Cleveland yesterday, so we want to know. I'm gonna have to start giving the Thursday game first, just for transparency. But there ain't nothing to lie about. Last week we went 6-10, horrible. Both Monday night games wrong. Let's start it off. Kansas City at Indianapolis Colts. Colts, they 1-1, had a push. Did they have a push? Yeah, they're not 1-1 at all. They had a push and they got a loss. Got their ass whipped last week by Jacksonville. That's one of the games we had right. We had Jacksonville with that 4. Getting 5.5 at home, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, a.k.a. Night, a.k.a. PM. I know Andrew Luck, I think they was up in the playoffs over Patrick Mahomes, or they was down or something. These teams is in the same division for a little while, or sometimes they meet in the playoffs. They play each other tough. I could be totally wrong on this one, but I'm going with that 5.5. I'm taking Indianapolis at home with the 5.5. I think Matty Ice keep a tight game. I think Jonathan Taylor have a good game running. I think they play a defensive game, and with the over and under is 51, I see this being a game like 21-24, 27-24, right on the nose. But I like Indianapolis with the points. Next game, Baltimore at the New York Jets, even though that's at New England. New England, I had New England last week over Pittsburgh Steelers. No, actually, on the channel, we had Pittsburgh. Off the channel, on Instagram, we had these niggas. Bill Belichick, Lamar Jackson, they lost last week to Miami, which we did have Miami with the 3.5. I didn't think they was going to win straight up. Got to show me, baby, and I think they will. I think this is a lock right here. I'm going to get a lock side last. I like Baltimore over New England. I love Baltimore over New England this week. I think they're going to go in there and smash. Next game, Jameis Winston at Carolina. Baker Mayfield. Are you feeling dangerous yet? Because you on a whole new team. You 0-2. Last week we did have y'all over my New York Giants. Why did we do that? Fucking bum ass niggas. And we would have won on our parlay online if they would have won. Division game, Jameis Winston 1-1. Panthers 0-2. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers at home. It's the 3rd week in a row. Well, actually, the first week we did have Cleveland. We're going to go with Carolina at home. Jameis Winston, y'all looked a little shaky, a little nervous playing against Tom Brady. But I get it. Y'all had beat Brady 6 times in a row, so I should have known y'all wasn't going to beat them 7 times in a row. Next game, Windy City, Chicago Bears hosting Houston Texans. Houston is 1-1 too. They tied with the Colts. And then last week, they got their victory, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see who they beat last week. No, they lost to the Broncos. So they tied. They actually don't got no wins. They lost to the Broncos, and they got a tie game. This week they playing the Bears at the Bears. Last week the Bears lost to Aaron Rodgers and them. That was one of the games we had, right? They covered the spread 27-17. They won by 10. I like Bears at home. Yeah, I like Bears at home. I think this should be an easy victory for them. They should win by 3. I like the Bears. I ain't gonna say it's a lock. This game right here, this gonna be one of the best games of the week right here. Miami, Buffalo Bills. Last 6-7 times, Buffalo Bills did not tell you not to eat. No, I mean, like one of those ass whippings, 35-0, 31-17. 21-7. They always been spanking them. Granted, Tua just really showed up. They had Fitzpatrick. He don't got the weapons he got now. He do got Tyreek Hill. They do got the dude they been had from last year. He balling fucking Waddle dude. Yeah, Wendell Waddle or whatever his name is. It's gonna be a good game right here. But the spread is making me look what the side eye. It's like, all right, Miami beat Baltimore last week. First week they beat New England. All right, New England is kind of trashing team, but you beat Baltimore. That shows me something. Is Baltimore and Buffalo the same? No, Buffalo's 2-0 and Baltimore's 1-1. They beat the Jets and they lost to Miami, even though Lamar Jackson had a spectacular game. Now they're playing Buffalo at home, and I'm 5 points underdog? This is where I say, as a gambler, sometimes you can see the spread and you can see what it is. I like Buffalo. Everything is saying take Miami, right? Like, damn, they just played good right here. Buy into the hype. They want you to buy into the hype. Then they like Buffalo, defensive players is out and all that. Now, I'm going with Buffalo to spank. But this should be the game that Miami win. Obviously, they got to play them at the end of the season. They both 2-0. This is one of those show me games. And my estimation, it should be -2.5. It should be -3. Even if you want to say Buffalo is the better team, -3.5. 5 points. Whatever, I want to tease this. Tease me. I want to buy 6 points, have Miami with 11. I think Buffalo going to smack these niggas by 14, and you're going to have the sad face, sticker face if you take Miami. Next game, Kirk Cousins, Holly Berry. Holly Berry would be Jared Goff. They got their first win of the season last week. We had Detroit. That was one of the wins. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all who the wins was last week. I mean, just for the sake of the show. I like to keep my shit tight. Week 2. Right here. This the week 2s right here, as you can see. And that's week 1. Now, let me show you week 1. Did good week 1. Yeah, kid. Like looking a little funny. Let's turn that down a little bit. Anyway, these are the games we had right last week. Chargers, Miami, Jacksonville, Detroit, Dallas, and Green Bay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green Bay. We had that Green Bay. Anyway, I like Bills. I like the Bills on the road. That 5.5 is a little suspect. Oh no, we on the Detroit game now. Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit got their first win last week, beating the Washington Commanders. They at Minnesota now. Minnesota coming off a loss to Green Bay. Is they gonna win by 6, or is Detroit hard knock life? Holly Berry gonna keep it tight, gonna keep it close. I like Minnesota to kill. It's coffee. I like Minnesota to kill zone. 31-24, 35-28, something like that. High scoring game. I think Minnesota is gonna cover the spread. Next game, Jets. Got their first win last week. Is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown, like, you know what I mean? Last week, Jets came out and win. I thought Cleveland would beat them. This week, Jets at home, though. This is where y'all going to fall for the okie doke. This is a lock right here. I'm going to get a locks out at the end. Cincinnati is a lock. Cincinnati over the Jets. Wow, that's money. Book it. Joe Burrow and them, they're not going to go 0-3. Jets is not as good as the win they won last week playing the Cleveland Browns. I think Joe Burrow and them air the Jets out next week. Well, this coming Sunday. Next game, the Raiders. This is another game we had wrong last week. Came on the channel and I switched my pick because I actually had Arizona. I got caught up being out there in Vegas. You know what I mean? Houston, Van to Vegas. You know what I mean? With the slots machines and all that shit. Oh, this is another real quick. Let me shout out my girl Monica. You know what I mean? I work at the store at the airport. I know I like to deck out my background with different fly shit. Thus, you know what I mean? Probably got one of the backgrounds, the best backgrounds on YouTube. Keep it a buck. But these has brought this Bumblebee joint. This joint fire. Shit is type heavy too. You know what I mean? Got a little weight to it. But it's pretty much made out of all type of car pieces and metals and crystals and shit. Detail to this shit is super fire. Look at this shit. Shit super fire. For my background. Transformers, roll out. Also had to buy the Optimus Prime. You know what I mean? I'll form the head, roll out. Let's make it happen. We ain't gonna get it with this. Take a cabin. Shit fly, right? Drop a fire emoji if you think this shit is fire right here. This shit is super fire. Look at the legs and all that. You know what I mean? This shit is fire. Little wheels and shit. Definitely attention to details. You look at the back. Shit super fire. And this one got more weight than the other one. Yeah, I know, right? Shit is all the way fire. Definitely got the best background in YouTube. Alright, so I was a little gassed off the Raiders, and I took the Raiders. Should have had Arizona, and we lost. I'm mad that I got gassed. They just like the regular teams. Fucking trash. Tennessee at home, you lose 2 games. You lose to my New York Football Giants. And then you get spanked by the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills put them niggas over their leg. Wrap their leg. You know how your moms hold you down. And you can't move. And your little ass be screaming and moving. And she just be popping the shit out you. That's how they spanked them niggas last week. Like, you ever walk in this house at 8:05 and your curfew at 8 o'clock? Oh, you're going to get the skin whipped off your ass. Or they going to bounce back, though. They -2. They at home. Are they going to lose 2 home games? I don't think so. I'm going with Tennessee. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders win. They got a good offensive line. Tennessee is looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. I'm going with Tennessee. Next game, Philly at Washington. Philly looking good. The first week I went against them. Second week I went against them, and I lost both times. I think I'm over going against Philly. I think they actually probably might be a good team. Washington, they lost to Detroit. I'm not going to hold it against them. Detroit was bound to get a victory. They just finished playing Philly. 6.5 is a lot, though, for a division game. And Carson Wentz, is he going to have a little magic against his old team? Or is Jalen Hurts and them going to come and put, Martin the Wooden Soldier's foot to their ass? I think it's going to be a close game. I'm taking Washington with that 6.5. I'm not gassed off them losing on the road. That's borderline lock. Next game, Jacksonville at the Chargers. Chargers -3.5. They lost to Kansas City. Thursday Night Football. We was in Vegas watching the game at the Red Tail. That shit was super fly. We had Chargers with that 4.5. Lost the side bet to Dick, you know what I mean? A little $20 and all that. I like the Chargers. -3. I think they're gonna smack Jacksonville. I like the Chargers. Next game, this is gonna be a game of the week too. Green Bay at Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, ribs a little hurt. Mike Evans not gonna play, suspended. Green Bay won their first game of the season. Aaron Rodgers, is he gonna be on the same page? And Aaron Rodgers, I think out of the 7 times they played, only won once. Is he gonna win tomorrow? I think he is gonna win tomorrow. I like Aaron at Tom Brady. I like Green Bay to win tomorrow. I like Green Bay. The spread is -1, Tampa Bay. Next game, couple more games. Next game, Arizona at home getting 3 in the hook, playing against Aaron Donald. They got their first win last week against Atlanta. Atlanta, what the score was, 31. They didn't cover the spread. We had the Rams. Spread was -10. I thought they would put foot to ass. They didn't. They still won, though, so I know that make them feel a little good. Arizona at home, they just got their first victory over the Raiders. I like the Rams. I like the Rams to cover that spread, too. For some reason, it's like, is we going to be fooled because they barely beat Arizona? They barely beat Atlanta. I like the Rams. Next game, Atlanta at Geno Green. Geno Smith. Geno Smith is like, yo, niggas rolled me off, but I ain't right back. We hear you. This week here, Atlanta. I don't think so. I like Geno win. The 12th man gonna be loud. They should win the game. They trash. Sprinkle some dirt on them niggas. Them niggas is trash. Last game, Sunday Night Football. San Fran. Jimmy Pornstar G is back. Trey Young got hurt. I feel bad for the brother. Anytime you see the next man up, the person that's supposed to be the man, they drafted you, you sat back and waited. Now you know what I mean, it's your time to shine, and you get hurt. So time is taking off. Jimmy, they lucky they didn't trade Jimmy G. Y'all lucky San Fran fan. Shout out to my nigga Dre. He is wild San Fran fan. And every year he think they're going to win the Super Bowl. And y'all lucky y'all didn't give up Jimmy Pornstar G. In this particular Sierra husband, you know what I mean? Like, they got their first victory this week. They didn't cover the spread either. I like San Fran. I like San Fran to win the game. I like San Fran to the spread is only 1.5, but I like San Fran. Last game, let me give you the Monday night game, only just because, you know what I mean, just for the sake of what's the name. My New York Football Giants, you know what I mean? Dallas Cowboys. We had Dallas last week. This week, it's going to be a good game. Monday Night Football. I'm going with the Giants. I think the Giants, I like the coach that we got from Buffalo. I think he was the right guy at the right time. Know what he doing. Got direction for the team. And the Giants going to play hard like the Knicks. We may not have the best talent, but we going to play, and I think they're going to play for him. Dallas, y'all got y'all victory last week. I didn't think y'all was going to win the game straight up, but the 7.5 I said was boss. I mean, I like Giants. Let's get to the locks before we get out of here. Not the locks from Yonkers. The locks to get us the winner chicken dinners. Let's go. Locks. Baltimore over New England. I love Baltimore. Baltimore. Buffalo over Miami. Cincinnati Bengals over the New York Jets. I love Cincinnati. That's 3. The Chargers over Jacksonville. That's 4. I don't know if I want to make that a lock. I was gonna go. Yeah, let's go Minnesota. Minnesota over Detroit. That's 5. And here go the bonus. Chicago Bears over Houston. Let's run that down one more time. Baltimore, Chicago, Minnesota, Buffalo, Cincinnati, and the Chargers. $100 on that is $4,841. Yeah, kid, that feeling. You know what it is. It's your boy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in to my show, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.